First off, I want to mention that my wife is a cancer patient. She unfortunately started losing her hair due to chemotherapy, and she's been incredibly insecure about it, her lack of hair in particular. So she got a wig and started wearing it. I don't mind it. I 100% support her since she only wears it around family and friends. After a messy divorce, my sister lost her apartment and moved in with her twin daughters, teens, almost a month ago. Things have been going well except for my niece's constant remarks about my wife's wig. They got so hung up on it and kept asking lots of questions. They asked to take turns to try it on, suggested they straighten it with the straightener and so on, which was exhausting. They even pressured me to see it without it, but my wife was uncomfortable and refused. Yesterday I got home and found that my wife had locked herself in the bedroom and was crying. I asked what had happened. She told me she woke up and didn't find her wig, then discovered my nieces took it and hid, then urged her to come out so they could see her without it. My wife repeatedly asked them to give it back, but they started laughing and recording. My wife had to lock the door to keep a distance because they didn't stop. I was fuming. I went into the kitchen and confronted them. They acted confused, but I was able to get the wig back. I lashed out, telling them they humiliated my wife and harassed her by taking away her wig. They said it was just a light-hearted prank, which made me go off on them. My sister got involved and said my wife was just being too sensitive, and the girls were just curious to see her without a wig, but she overreacted. I told her that her daughters were recording her. She saw nothing wrong with it and said I overreacted as well. I lost it on her too and told her that she and my nieces were no longer welcome to stay at my home and they needed to leave. I later let them know about the eviction since they thought I wasn't serious and they started crying, begging that I let it go. But my wife is no longer comfortable around them after what they did. My sister called our elderly dad and he begged that I let them stay and insisted my nieces were just acting like typical teenagers. He offered to speak to my wife, but I declined. They've been begging that I change my mind, but I refused. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot at all. For goodness sake, they were recording. They were actively trying to humiliate your cancer-stricken wife. You better evict them. Your poor wife. Holy moly. And don't let your dad even approach your wife over the phone. Seriously, don't. He'll try to convince her she's wrong and not those horrid brats. It is funny he offered to talk to his daughter-in-law, not the granddaughters. A light-hearted prank is not recording someone while they're crying because you're trying to shame that person. Those girls are absolutely being bullies, and your wife deserves to feel safe in her own home. And how would they feel if someone shaved their heads and started filming and laughing? At their age and being relatives. How damn rude and disrespectful, especially after you were both kind enough to open your home to 3 people while the wife is going through this. Disgusting behaviour. And they kept it up for hours, did not apologise or give her back the wig. I can't imagine how emotional OP's wife is going through cancer. Treatments, pain, illness, anxiety, side effects, etc. Yet she graciously opens her house to these twits, and this is the thanks? Nope, nope. Bye Felicia and twins. You know what? Dad can take them all in. I hope he doesn't have a walker or anything that girls will want to steal for a prank. Not the idiot, OP. This isn't a prank, it's just evil. You are definitely doing the right thing in making them leave. You may also want to make sure the video has been deleted from their phones and hasn't been uploaded to TikTok. I wouldn't put it past them by the sound of their actions to do that. So I'm, 26 male, a huge March Madness fan, like Die Hard. I've been making brackets and following the sport since I've been 6. I typically take the first 2 days of the tournament off work, which is why I'm home writing this post. My girlfriend of 3 years is Lindsay, 26, and she has a sister named Carolyn, 30. Carolyn is getting married this weekend. This is Carolyn's 3rd marriage. I won't go into all the details about the first 2, but she's a messy person and that is part of the problem. I'll leave it at that. I went to the 2nd wedding a few years ago, and when I found out about the 3rd one, I wasn't shocked. They asked me to be an usher before having a date set. So they set the date as this weekend months ago. When I saw the date, I told Lindsay I wouldn't be able to go. She knows all about my obsession with the tourney, but she said that she needed me there and I would have to skip it. So I told her that wouldn't be happening. It's a once-a-year thing, that my friends and I get together for this, and it was important to me that I get to see my friends. We argued a bit, but eventually she said, "Do whatever you want." So I texted her sister and told her I wouldn't be able to attend. Her sister got on me about why. I didn't feel embarrassed to say why, so I told her. She didn't really say anything and ended the conversation. So they saved me a spot at the wedding in case I changed my mind, and Lindsay has been upset with me all week. She said that I don't have to stay the whole time, which I know is BS because my girlfriend is a maid of honor. I said that her sister is still planning on me being an usher. So, at the very least, it's Friday and Saturday commitment. Rehearsal dinner Friday and all-day wedding on Saturday. And I'm not going to be that idiot on his phone watching basketball the whole time. So, it would just be better for everyone if I'm not there. I'm still getting texts from Carolyn and Lindsay's mom about why I'm not coming. Lindsay is now lashing out and calling me a child for not being able to miss 2 days of a basketball tournament. I told her that I would go to Carolyn's 4th wedding with no problem, but this is the one date she shouldn't have picked, knowing the tournament started in March. So, am I the idiot? You are the idiot. March Madness happens every year. Your sister-in-law probably only has another 2 or 3 weddings left in her. Oh, come on, the sister-in-law is only 30, and this is her 2nd wedding in the 3 years OP and girlfriend have been together. She could probably get in at least 10 more. Have some faith in her. Seriously, OP, it's not about the wedding at all. It's about your girlfriend needing moral support of what she probably knows will be a train wreck. I had to recheck that the OP was 26 and not a teen. He's honestly acting like a child over some basketball that is a yearly event. I could almost understand if it was like an Olympics or World Cup final that happens every 4 years. I can't see his relationship lasting after this. His girlfriend will be wondering if she and any potential children will come second to his basketball. I'm waiting to see if you miss your child's birth or other important events for this. Essentially, I think putting this above anything else in your life is a bit much, but since you've chosen this to be the most important, enjoy the consequences. You are the idiot, in my opinion. Not the idiot. The way I see it, you agreed to usher without them having a date planned. Weddings are important events, but it's not your fault if you had prior arrangements before they even had the date set. I'm positive it's not that hard to find someone else to usher. I understand why your girlfriend might be upset, but these are plans you already had set. I might not be a basketball fan, but if it's really important to you, then she could be more understanding, especially if it's her 3rd wedding and it's not your immediate family. My brother and I are 8 years apart. Our birthdays are within a week and a half of each other. Every year we do a joint birthday, which I love, but every year I feel a bit like an afterthought. When my brother got the venue that we booked, everyone said that we should all sing happy birthday when he arrived. The cake was something that my mother knows I hate, Not that particular cake, but one with a specific ingredient that I have a mild allergy to. She told me she forgot about that ingredient. His birthday present was well thought out to be something that he might love, while mine was a re-gifted present that I was only offhandedly told I would get at some point. I get that my parents are strapped for money right now, and I don't care what I get ultimately, but my brother's was something he'd mentioned once a while ago, and the present catered to that. Every moment of the night was catered to him. The whole night was focused on my brother, while I felt like I didn't matter. I'm the older one out of us, and with such a big age difference, I never really had an issue because he was younger, and I understood that it would have more of an impact on him being a kid. Now that we're both fully adults, the last few birthdays have been like this, and I fight tears the whole time. I love my family, and I know they love me. I just feel so left out and forgotten. I in no way hold this against my little brother. He's seriously awesome and one of my favourite family members. I feel like such an idiot for feeling this way in the first place. Now I'm at the point that I want to skip these joint parties, not to make a big deal out of it, just to say that I have other birthday plans and will catch up with everyone later, once my birthday has passed. So I don't have to keep feeling this way every year, but I'm not hurting anyone's feelings. Not the idiot. At first I thought this was because you were maybe a teen and your brother was a little kid, and therefore it would sort of make more sense, but you're both adults. I would skip the parties. It's pretty inconsiderate to have a cake you can't even eat. This sucks. For your mum to make a cake with an ingredient you're allergic to, that takes the cake. Why bother going to an event where you'll know you'll be snubbed? You and your brother could do something cool together instead. What the heck? This is really crappy of your family. Not only are they making you and your present an afterthought, but feeding you something you're allergic to. Even if it's mild, you're still allergic. I wouldn't even go anymore. Birthdays are supposed to be about the birthday person, and if there are 2 people or more, then it's about all the birthday people. They are picking favourites and deeming you less important. But you have to talk to your family about this. You're imploding your feelings, and if you keep doing this, you will snap on the wrong person, and then you will become the idiot. Your feelings are 100% valid. Next year, when they invite you for your birthday, explain that you didn't appreciate the party and it should be held for your brother only. They will likely ask why, which you can be upfront about why. You owe it to yourself to do this. Your family probably doesn't even realize what they're doing. My brother and his wife, both 27, have 2 dogs. I never liked dogs at all, but my brother and his wife forced their dogs down our throats for years whenever they came into our family vacation house. For the record, the family vacation home used to belong to my grandma, but after she passed a year ago, she passed it down on me, so technically now it's my house. All of my siblings and parents are still allowed to vacation in the house. Of course, that won't and will never change. My brother and his wife used to bring their dogs, but now that I'm the legal owner and a mother of 2 kids, I told them that he and his wife are welcome, but the dogs aren't. I despise dogs, and also I don't want them around my kids. My mom and dad backed me up on that decision. However, my brother and his wife weren't too happy about it, and they said they'd not visit if they weren't allowed to bring their dogs. I told them to leave the dogs in a pet hotel or with some relatives of his wife, but they said this is not possible and they'll just make sure to vacation elsewhere where their dogs are welcome. I got mad at them, and so did my parents, and told them they're ridiculous for valuing their stupid dogs over their vacation time with family. They didn't care. The rest of my siblings claim that I'm the idiot for how I reacted. They said I'm right not to want the dogs in the house, but I can't get mad at our brother and his wife for not being comfortable visiting the family vacation home under these conditions. They claimed our brother respected my conditions, and I'm just mad he instead chose to vacation elsewhere instead of catering to me and vacationing in my house without his dogs. Am I the idiot? Yeah, why are you mad though? You can spend time with them some other way. They want to vacation with their dogs. Would you go to their vacation house if they barred your children? Same principle. Let other people enjoy their vacations and mellow out about it. Anger is bad for the body. You are the idiot. OP is mad because they wanted the power rush of forcing their brother to kowtow to their decision, to rub in his face how much better a pet-free vacation is, etc. In other words, OP is mad because the brother saw this for what it was and decided, yeah, nah, vacationing with my extended family actually isn't that important to me. This person couldn't wait for Grandma to kick it so she could get the house and tell brother dogs were no longer welcome. I'm surprised she didn't have a no dogs welcome sign at the funeral. Why don't you want dogs around your kids? Most kids like dogs, especially ones they've previously vacationed with and seemingly had no issues, other than their parents going absolutely nuts because of their mere presence. You are the idiot, OP. Get a grip. Here's a little backstory. About a month ago, my brother, nearly adult, let's call him John, asked if his friend, female 20, let's call her Sarah, could stay at my parents' house as she just got kicked out of her home and she could sleep in my room. A couple of days after Sarah's been at my house, they announced that they were dating. And my mom was upset as John made it clear that he was just helping out a friend, not a girlfriend, and she now has to deal with her underage son with a 20-year-old girlfriend. Sarah then lost her job due to global issue and had bills piling up for her car payments, and my dad has been paying it off until she gets back on her feet. I got her a job through a friend of mine, and she was meant to start a few days later. Fast forward a week, and we find out that Sarah is pregnant and ends up not taking the job. I'm the only daughter with 6 other brothers in my parents' house, so Sarah has been using the bathroom in my room as it's more hygienic than the bathroom in the hallway that 6 boys use, and I don't mind this, as well as John's room being significantly smaller than mine. I've talked to my parents about the rooming situation, and they both said that everything Sarah did was her choice and that it won't change anything about the way we live. But Sarah has been dropping hints about wanting my room for John and her unborn child, and I brush it off as I'm only tolerating her because she's pregnant with my brother's baby. I don't hate her, I just don't like where her priorities are with her life, as she is 20 years old, she just got kicked out of her house, has car payments that my father is still paying off, and is now pregnant to my underage brother who hasn't worked a day in his life. She posts on TikTok like she's living her dream life with her baby daddy. So, am I the idiot for not wanting to make things easier for her and give her my room? Not the idiot. Like you said, she made her bed and needs to sleep in it. And why didn't she take the job just because she found out she was pregnant? You can work through pregnancy. It looks like she just wanted to get her hooks into someone to take care of her, and OP's family took the bait. She decided to get pregnant. She gets to deal with the consequences. Boo-hoo, her baby daddy has a tiny room. She's just lucky you let her use your bathroom, which I doubt she would allow you to do if she had your room. Just because she's pregnant doesn't mean you have to rearrange your whole life to accommodate her. Your parents need to kick Sarah out and stop paying her car payments. This whole thing sounds like a disaster, and I suspect your brother is going to regret getting involved with this woman. I doubt she's even pregnant and only using pregnancy as an excuse to keep mooching off OP's parents. Like, how did OP's family even find out? She could have bought the positive pregnancy test on Craigslist. Nothing is stopping her or her baby daddy from getting a job if she wants to afford a bedroom with an ensuite bathroom rather than taking yours. Not the idiot OP. She's a user and will take whatever she can get. After your room, she'll want other things of yours. Perhaps her behavior is why she got kicked out of her previous house. And maybe she lost her job, not because of the global situation, but her behavior. Of course, she is living her dream life: free rent, free food, someone to make her car payment. And soon, you're going to be her free babysitter.